So I'm trying to jack the buggy up. I gotta take the axles out on both sides. I gotta take the wheel off, take this plate off, take these two plates off, and then I can adjust the torsion on the rear to jack it up for free. While I do that, I also gotta take the shocks off. Basically trying to get more ground clearance on the buggy for no money. So we'll see if it'll work. All right, so quick little update. Shocks are off. They were sitting there. These bolts are knocked loose. These are the torsion plate covers, or torsion bar covers. The way I understand it, and I'll let you know if it's anything different, is I can just slide this off. I might have to take these 3 bolts out to get the torsion to come out, and then I'll turn it down a couple teeth right here, and then slide everything back together. It's got a pivot point in here, trailing arm. These are stock trailing arms. The other buggy in the backyard has got 3x3s or 2x3s in it, which just means that it's 2 inches out further and 3 inches further back from the buggy, or it is 3 and 3. But these are stock trailing arms from a Volkswagen Bug. That's a stock car trans from a Volkswagen Bug. This is a 2450cc aluminum bubble block. It's a borrowed motor from my father-in-law. I was fortunate enough for him to let me borrow it so we can go ride and figure out what else needs to happen with it. I've got 2 motors sitting over there, one right there, one on the ground over there, that I plan on taking 2 and making 1. I will take videos when I build the motor. I've got a bunch of big plans for the motor in the future, but as of right now, I got these 4 knocked loose. Both sides I'm doing it at the same time. So if I've got to take the trailing arm loose from here, which I'm thinking I'm gonna have to, I'll let you know. I'm gonna take a Sawzall here too and cut this bump stop off because we don't need it anymore. And we'll go from there. All right, little update. There's your torsion bar, torsion arm pieces out here. I did go ahead and take the trailing arm loose. All right, so this is your top bump stop. Let me zoom out. This is your top bump stop so your arm doesn't come up too far. This is your bump stop for going down. The problem that I'm at right now, and I'm probably just gonna cut it off behind this bolt here, kind of loop it up like this, is that arm was already all the way down against here, meaning that I wasn't gonna get any more torsion if I changed it. So now I've got to make more room, which is just basically taking this off right here and making more room for myself. I am gonna go look at the buggy frame that's in the backyard because I know it's got a whole lot of ground clearance and take an idea from that. So it should be pretty simple. This just floats up and down, right? Like I was saying earlier, there's your pivot point there. The whole arm come out. I don't know if normally the whole arm's gonna come out. I know the rest of the arm is right here. So we're gonna go from there. And I'm gonna try to get it back in at the right spot. And I'll pick it up again and show you there. So don't mind the mess. I've got a 2-car garage that I can only fit 1 car in. That's the motor I was talking about earlier. That should be a bone stock 1600. This is either a 1400 or a 1200 or a 1600 because it's a single port head. Both of those motors, that motor was on the buggy when I got it. This motor came with it. For, like I said, I've got hardly nothing in that buggy at all. This is a Volkswagen Bus 3-rib transmission. 3 ribs are 1, 2, and 3. It's got 930 outputs. That's why I cannot use this in that, because those axles are different. It's got Porsche 930 outputs in it. There's a Volkswagen block that was bored. It was a 2387. It is very close to being junk because of the thrust cut or the thrust bearing. This is an 86 mil crank that was in it. Spun a rod bearing, so it locked up. Those are the 94 millimeter heads. This block's been bored out to 94s. It's got I think a high RPM cam in it, which we like to run low RPMs. There's small block Chevy stuff. Like I said, I get into everything that's motorized and it's fun. In my backyard, there's my other buggy frame. We're gonna go take a look at the torsion arms and see where I can cut to make sure I'm not messing these ones up. So these are 3x3 or 2x3 trailing arms. See how they got the upper bump stop cut off here, and the lower bump stop is completely gone all the way up to that front bolt. So I'll be good to go. This buggy frame has been around for 20 plus years. I got it from my father-in-law as a gift. When I moved home, it needs a lot more work than where the other buggy was at. That's why I went ahead and bought the other buggy. Sooner or later, I have plans to make this a single-seater for just hill climbing, and that 2-seater up front for trail riding so the wife can drive it. And then all we got to do is find a seat for one of the boys. So we'll see. Earlier I said that we got to cut the front and turn them. These normal Allen key and nuts are normally facing here. If you cut them loose inside there is spring plates that run in for the torsion. So you turn that up and it forces the torsion to turn down, so you get a whole bunch of ground clearance compared to factory ground clearance. And that's my pee up. What's up, Dixie? Good girl. All right, so quick update. Cut the top bump stuff off. Everything's back together now. Underneath, I cut the bottom half of that off and a little notch inside of here, if you can tell. And then I had to put a jack underneath the knuckle and jack it up to get these plates to squeeze in. My goal is to get it to sit as far down as possible with no weight. And then when I put the weight of the buggy, it'll come up just a little bit, but it won't sit off of it as far as it was before. So this is as much lift as I can get out of these arms as possible. In the future, I'll buy bigger arms, different axles, different trans, but for now, it's gonna work. All done. You can't tell, I didn't give y'all a previous picture or video, but when you do this, you gotta be careful. Your axle shafts are probably not gonna be long enough. These ones, really not long enough. I'm gonna break CVs, but the buggy's sitting about 2.5, 3 inches higher. Stiff as could be. No shocks on it, that's all torsion. So, that'll climb good. It won't trail ride forever. It won't climb forever. But now we're gonna bleed some brakes. The fun, beautiful part about buggies is cutting brakes. Turning brakes, those have got to be bled separately from the master, even though they're tied to the master. Master cylinder comes back, feeds this cutting brake, and then it feeds each wheel. So it's kind of a pain in the butt to bleed, but other than that, buggy's high. I need to get different shocks. Shocks are no longer long enough, which is to be expected. So, right on.